One of the oldest clubs in British football, Preston North End were founded way back in 1880 and have enjoyed 139 years of rich, and proud, history. PNE were a founding member of the English Football League in 1888 and sealed back-to-back league championships in 1889 and 1890. North End also scooped the FA Cup in 1889, becoming the first ever club to win the double, before picking up their second success in the competition in 1938. Along the way, PNE have established some fierce rivalries with the likes of Blackpool, Burnley and Blackburn Rovers as Lancashire developed into one of the country's hotbeds for football. Here are just some of Preston's most memorable local skirmishes. Versus Blackpool. Blackpool 1-4 PNE, 1901. The very first West Lancashire derby was played 118 years ago and went the way of North End as they kicked off an enduring rivalry in style with a 4-1 triumph at Bloomfield Road. In a match that was purportedly played out in front of a 6,000 crowd on November 23, 1901, PNE would stroll to victory in the first ever meeting between the two. Preston would enjoy the lion's share of bragging rights over the first quarter of a century, winning 9 and drawing 2 of their 11 encounters before Blackpool picked up their first victory on November 7, 1925 in a 3-1 win. Since that first win over a century ago, Preston have edged out their fierce local rivals 46 times to Blackpool's 30, with 30 draws also played out between the two teams. PNE 1-0 Blackpool, 1904. The final game of the 1903-04 campaign saw Blackpool visit Deepdale on the final day of the Division 2 season. A 1-0 win for the home side was enough to see them clinch the title ahead of Dulwich Arsenal. It would be their first Division 2 crown. Blackpool 1-3 PNE 2008. Neil Mellor of Preston celebrates his goal with teammates Barry Nicholson and Ross Wallace. Image, Getty Images. Preston's first win at Blackpool for 16 years was an afternoon to remember for the travelling supporters back in November 2008. After initially going a goal down through Adam Hamill's strike, the visitors responded through Chris Brown in the second half. Neil Mellor then headed North End in front before Brown claimed his second of the afternoon to put the gloss on an excellent result. PNE 1-0 Blackpool, 2013. Tom Clark of Preston North End celebrates after scoring the winning goal during the Capital One Cup first-round match between Preston North End and Blackpool at Deepdale. Image, Clive Brunskill, Getty Images. The most recent meeting between the pair ended with a late winner from Preston to dump their rivals out of the League Cup. Tom Clark struck late on for the then League One side against their championship visitors to claim a significant scalp in the age-old rivalry in August 2013. The full-time whistle saw a pitch invasion from sections of the home support, forcing police to move on to the field to disperse the crowd. It brought about an unsavory end to the first meeting between the two teams for 3 years. Versus Burnley. PNE 5-3 Burnley, 2003. A Ricardo Fuller hat-trick was the highlight of a wild meeting with Burnley back in December 2003 as the home side beat the Clarets 5-3 at Deepdale. The visitors pegged back their hosts 3 times in the game, but Fuller completed his hat-trick inside the final 10 minutes to make it 4-3 before David Healy made the result certain on 88 minutes. The result was enough for Burnley boss Stan Turnett to deny rumours that he had been sacked after the game as the Preston fans savoured a memorable victory. Burnley 2-3 PNE 2007. A fiery affair at Turf Moor ended with a 3-2 win for the visiting PNE back in December 2007. Simon Whalley smashed home a late winner to give PNE the points as the home side ended the game with 9 men. Kyle Lafferty gave Burnley the lead with the opening goal before North End responded through goals from Chris Sedgwick and Neil Mellor. Chris McCann equalised for the Clarets before he was shown a straight red for a 2-footed tackle on Sean Street Ledger. Whaley secured the points 8 minutes from time with a 25-yard effort before Joey Good Johnson was dismissed for a poor challenge on Miller. Burnley 0-2 PNE 2015, Simon Grayson, the manager of Preston North End, applauds supporters. A 9-game unbeaten run for Burnley came to an end as North End beat their hosts 2-0 at Turf Moor to secure their first win for nearly 7 years in December 2015. Michael Keane opened the scoring for the visitors before Daniel Johnson swept home from Joe Garner's cutback. "It is a big win for us, and winning a local derby match obviously adds extra significance to it," said Simon Grayson after the game. Versus Blackburn, PNE 1-0 Blackburn, 1888, a match played a remarkable 131 years ago. Preston's first meeting with Lancashire rivals Blackburn Rovers would go the way of the hosts as they won 1-0. PNE 3-2 Blackburn, 2016, Callum Robinson L. of Preston North End celebrates scoring. Image, Michael Regan, Getty Images. A late strike from Callum Robinson gave Preston the win in a pulsating derby with Blackburn in 2016. Daniel Johnson scored 2 first-half goals for the home side, curling in a 25-yard effort and a penalty, with Danny Graham helping himself to a brace to twice even the score up. It was left to Robinson to grab the winner inside the final 10 minutes in a match that was littered with full-throttle attacking football. PNE 4-1 Blackburn, 2018, North End extended an unbeaten run to 8 games with a convincing 4-1 victory over Rovers at Deepdale. Goals from Tom Barkhuizen, Callum Robinson, Lewis Moult and Alan Brown saw Alex Neil's men cruise to victory as they produced a superb display on Lancashire Derby Day. PNE raced into a 2-goal lead courtesy of strikes from Barkhuizen and Robinson before Danny Graham halved the deficit shortly after the restart. Preston netted twice inside the final 15 minutes though to secure the points and take the ever-important bragging rights.